The #1 Latin American team going against the #1 European team. Fable going against Ronin, guys. Are we in for a show?
Absolutely. You're looking at the top teams from both regions competing head-to-head. This is something that we don't get to see too often.
Yes, and also, well, hold on. I'm so sorry, Poppy.
I'm excited.
Can we just take a moment here to just appreciate the fact that Ronin, they beat E United, and then Fable, they beat Optic Gaming.
Wait, repeat that. What happened?
Fable, they beat Optic Gaming. This is crazy. What is it? The craziness. This is what happens when I show up, people. This is all me. You have me to thank.
Yes, we kind of got ahead of ourselves right now. I'm your host, Veli. I'm here with Goldenboy, Trooper, and Cleaner. Guys, we're in for one hell of a matchup. Ronin, they defeated E United, which was absolutely huge. Fable finally got their revenge against Optic Gaming. The winner of this game will automatically be top 4. This is a top 6 matchup right now, guys. I don't know, like, there's 2 different styles coming into this. You're looking at the aggressive play style of Fable going against Ronin with Monkeys and Chaos. I'm really excited to see how the Slayers will match up in this.
It's definitely going to be an interesting match. And you have to think about it as well. Fable coming off that high. Sending Optic Gaming to loser bracket. What?
Yeah.
What is life right now?
Yes.
Imagine how you're feeling going into that next match.
And as you look at our map bans and picks, first map, we're playing on Reclaim, second map, Forge, Impact if needed. Reclaim is going to set the tone because this is going to be a slay-heavy map. The team that will win in the bowl will win it all. I want to see who's going to edge out on this because you send your 3 best Slayers up to that bowl, and the winner of that usually gets map control. Prediction-wise, who do you guys see coming out and leading the way?
I think that the most thing to expect here going to that top bowl fight is all those initial fights that you have to worry about. Once you win that first fight and holding down that position, it's a lot harder to keep doing that. Once the team runs in to throw their second wave of smokes to try and push you out. Once they gain that position, it's going to be a lot harder. I think when you have these 2 teams going at it, one of the players I think for actually Ronin you're going to have to keep an eye on, the newer addition with Monkeys. I think he's somebody that's really exciting. When it comes to a lot of these initial fights, he's somebody that you can keep an eye on as well. When you look over at Fable, though,
yes,
the list goes on and on. They have really showed up all today, like really, all together, the way that they have been playing for each other. It's really something that they have completely changed from their last event, and it's really something to say.
Mexico wasn't a fluke. I'll say it right now. Anybody that ever hated on Fable, I mean, you've been proven wrong right now. So Fable, you have Craze, you have Phelpsy, March, Krim. That new roster that they created for Mexico, they've shown out, and they're letting people know that they're on the map now. We're looking at a potential top 4 team in consistent events from an international team, which is unheard of.
And you know what? They're putting the time and the effort in. They're changing their sleep schedule to adjust and play against North American teams. They're scrimming against these North American teams, and you could see a difference. It's really paying off. I mean, for Mexico City, they fought so hard, and they placed top 4 for EU team. That's unheard of in the Gears of War 4.
Yeah, and I just also want to point out here that, you know, not only are we seeing this crazy international matchup here and the journeys that these 2 teams have taken, but, you know, I'm hearing a lot of, like, rumblings around the arena. A lot of people are really rooting for Ronin. They like the fact that Ronin is performing. But also, I do got to give a shout-out to your boy, Guy Blaze.
Okay.
Because he did say that Fable was a top 5 team. And I think everyone was, like, wondering if they were the real deal. And, I mean, now I guess we can say that they are comfortably.
Yeah.
Is that safe?
Comfortable, yes, because there's a history behind international teams placing extremely high. You saw Splice, you know, Ronin, formerly known as Splice, placed top 2 in Paris. Then you're looking at Ronin, who placed top 4 in Mexico. Now, when these international teams play so high, they're known to fall off a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is an event where Ronin can actually break that curse and place top 4 again, and Ronin can actually let the whole league know that they're the real deal behind Monkeys and Chaos.
And that's what we're hoping for. We want to see that, you know, this repetition, the consistency, and the skill gap is closing. We have so many teams that are, I would say, like tier 2.
It's official.
It's closing, and you know what? That's awesome. We don't really have like just the Optic Gaming and Echo Fox, and you know, Ghost as well. You're seeing all these other teams that kind of have some potential, and Fable being one of them, knocking out Optic Gaming to losers bracket. It's never happened before.
That's pretty crazy when you look at the bracket because United will actually have to play Optic Gaming to place, I believe, top 6. So the bracket is pretty much everywhere right now. But also on the lower end, you have teams like Motivate and Rise where they actually have a pretty good chance to still place high in top 8. So the question is, which one of these powerhouse teams are going to storm through losers bracket, and on the other end, in the winners bracket, you still have teams like Echo Fox and Ghost Gaming.
I wouldn't want to be in either bracket. You've got to go against Echo Fox, Ghost, and then losers bracket. You're going to have to contend
So you
with.
just want to be out of the tournament, basically.
Basically.
I'll just go to the front of the line. Just go to the front of the line. But can you imagine the fire that's going to be lit underneath Optic Gaming?
I wouldn't be scared of Optic. I wouldn't be scared of Optic. I'll say it now. So Optic lost the most matches they have ever lost in Mexico, right? Now they're losing games and sets being sent into the losers bracket. If you're a team like Echo Fox, you're like, okay, Optic isn't the real deal anymore.
Well, if I'm correct, Optic will have to play E United.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
And E United has beaten Optic before.
Yeah.
So there's a really good chance that Optic actually getting about top 6 this event.
I don't know. They must be hearing all this stuff right now and just saying, Val, we're going to prove you wrong.
Red Ice is going to throw a bottle at me.
Technically, I mean, first place, second place. You just said top 6, right?
Yeah.
Open for interpretation, anywhere within top 6. But we're seeing things that we've never seen before, and this is definitely turning out to be one of the more exciting events.
So do you see the likes of Ronin or Fable actually matching up and being in the championship game this event?
I think that Fable
has a huge chance.
I think that if they keep playing the way that they're playing and shooting for each other, they've shown that they can slay with Optic.
Oh, Benson's screaming at home right now, I'll tell you that. Benson's going crazy.
Poor man. He's probably shirtless. He doesn't even have a voice at this point.
I don't think I want to see Benson shirtless.
Not at all. No.
You're going to keep it very
You
brief.
ripped it off.
You don't want to see those pink nipples, okay?
No.
But heading into this
Flip
map,
that and send it to Ben, please, people.
But Escalation already claimed Fable against Ronin. I mean, predictions down the line. Who do you guys think are going to come out with this first win?
You know what? Going off that momentum and what we just witnessed against Optic Gaming, I'm going to have to say Fable.
Okay.
I agree. Exactly what you said. Just happening, only a little bit ago, coming off that win against Optic Gaming, it's something that if that happened early this morning, maybe that energy wouldn't keep going, keep them high. But right now, they're in the driver's seat.
I got to go with the Boricua on the other side. I got to go with Ronin.
All right, I like that. So the #1 Latin American team facing the #1 European team. Fable going against Ronin. Map 1, all reclaimed, cleaner. Deluxe, excuse me, Goldenboy and Trooper, take it away.
Thank you so much, Phil. And although I am a better-looking individual than Deluxe, I am very glad that you decided to go in that direction. But here we go. Troop, it's time to get into the game. I'm pumped. I hope everyone in the venue's pumped as well because we're going to have a banger of a matchup. #1 Latin American, #1 EU, and already the plays are coming out here. Craze, he's looking to just hold this one back. Ronin, they want to be able to establish it here, but he won't be able to stay alive as Monkey is going to get the kill on him. Now it's going to be all Monkey. Let's see if he can make this one happen. No, he can't do so. Phelpsy's going to come out on top.
The aggressive move right there, completely ready to go down, and instead pushing forward, being the aggressor, making sure that he didn't let his opponent know that he was actually injured, forcing into that fight, but missing that corner, actually going in for the roll and then getting taken out. So now opens up this fight a little bit as you actually had Fable come in here, winning that initial fight in the ball. So right now, holding things down at their home hill and the middle. You can see now that push coming up here from Ronin. You have them coming up with Adverts on the top of that wall, making sure that he's waiting for his front two to run in through so he can get that smoke spot and making sure he can cut off that point. You can see right there does do so, turned around at the door to take the man coming out of the bowl, and that's 5 members down now for Ronin, and here comes Fable.
And Fable looking to shut this one down right here. 2 seconds. No one's going to be there to stop it. And it's going to be the #1 EU team striking first blood first on the scoreboard there, 1-0. Let's see, though, how Ronin is going to respond in round 2.
Yeah, and you can see the aggression came right in the beginning, and they stayed on it the entire time. They did win a lot of those fights that came second and third wave into that map. So right now, coming down to the weapon placement, it's going to be up to Adverse here to do so for his team as they talk amongst themselves. Maybe take this time out to wait a little bit, but I'm sure they're going to play something down that's a little bit suspected here, actually going for the dual Marxes. A little bit of a change here on Reclaim, something we haven't seen much today, but here we're going to see both these teams try to utilize this right off the bat as they make that push up top.
Lots of damage on the Marxes, but when you put down a weapon like that, what that tells me is Ronin is confident. They feel like, you know what, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead, get the marks in our teammates' hand, because we have more confidence in him in this situation. You can go ahead and take the Markza. You can go ahead and claim that weapon because our guy's going to do work with it. And it's going to be Sleefer and Phelpsy with those Markzas, so look out for them to really be playmakers at the range. But now it's going to come down to that initial fight here over in the bowl. Who's going to get the first kill? And it seems like it will be all Fable. So sure, you know what? Fable says you can have your Markza because we're just going to slay you with the Nasher and dominate the map.
And now that leaves Sleaford backed up into the home hill here, and he's getting a great angle, trying to pick off spots, but it's not going to be long enough if he doesn't have more members coming out of spawn here. Getting the cross now up top, so he's going to have to make a move on this position. Instead, keeping the position as more members now come out of spawn to help him. So now Ronin going to be making that push, looking like they're making that rotation up to the top of that bowl, where more members now Fable have to backtrack on the other side of the map and meet them at the top for this fight.
Drone's going to go down as he was full red there, but as they push forward, though, you're going to have Craze move in with the double. Desinite and Chaos are going to be the victims of that one, and he's going to pick up his teammate to boot. One more in front, Monkeys. Goodbye. You're down. You're out. Back to the respawn. Now that push is going to happen over by A, and let's see how Fable are going to play this one out.
And Fable owning things right there. They actually had control most of the time for that round. They were picking their spots, taking it a lot slower. When there was only 2 members remaining for Ronin, they didn't get aggressive and go for that push right away. Held back a little bit, waited for a couple more guys to regroup from their spawn, and then they finished off to get a better positioning to try and last this round a little bit longer.
Yeah, and you know, I said it right. I thought that they were going to make that push over toward A. It looked like they wanted a motion in that direction, but wisely enough backing away, recognizing that there were going to be players there that would meet them if they decided to get a little too gully in that situation. But now Craze is going to get that kill onto Desinite. Let's see, though, how Marsh, if he can get an angle with this Lancer over on the bull, and he's able to do so, peppering them with some shots, forcing them to have to rethink some of their movements here. And again, it's just going to be all Fable in the close-up game, just dominating Ronin. Ronin do not have an answer.
And those spots that they have, those look-down spots from the top of that bowl, you're pretty much in a blind spot. You cannot get attacked from that low positioning, except for when you're in right below it. A guy will look down right on top of you that you can barely see, and he'll be able to pick spots and take you out, make you move, basically put you out of position in that stair set, which is already in a bad spot since you don't have that right-hand advantage going up into the fight. They knew exactly what they were doing right there.
Now you're at a point here for Ronin where they're just going to need to have to stop the bleeding. They have to force them back. They have to force the hills in their favor. Doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do so, though. No one can stop the B hill, and that is going to be another round going to Fable, and that will be 2-0 for the European team.
They're coming in strong right now. All that momentum that they've had throughout this tournament, it's just getting more and more improved here. You can see now they are at their apex, and it looks like right now everything's that's working for them. They're just going to channel that a little bit more and not change anything at this moment. It's going to be a little bit more interesting right here, especially going into the later portion of this first half. As more of these power weapons come into play, they're going to have to change up a lot of their positioning here, make sure that they go for these, except right now they don't have to worry. The block being placed in the center, that's going to be mainly used as a flank route right now around the bottom side of that bowl.
So it just tells you that that's their focus, right? That's just what they want to do, and they don't feel like they want to play for a power weapon at this point.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have a lot of these teams right now in these early games, especially on the opening map. Since the game is in such an early stage, a lot of teams might go one way where they just be a little bit more aggressive, try things a little bit more unorthodox, but right here, these two teams trying to take it a little bit slower, knowing how late in the game or the stage of this tournament is. They know that things are really big right now, and that whoever wins this coming into the top 5 guaranteed, it's going to be a huge, huge statement.
Ronin has been suffering in the initial engagement. So close to taking out Craze, but wait a minute, Ronin able to get the kill onto Crim, so that's going to put the odds in their favor. Crim's going to be on that long respawn here. They just need to be careful about the angles, and Fable, they're playing it so well. Just don't know if they're going to find the shots on Craze that they need. Craze, though, he's going to have to double back as he's full red. Luckily for him, he will have some support. How does Craze play this one out with his teammates? So he's going to lose high drone. Adverse is going to get the kill, and Adverse with the double. And that is going to give them bowl control as well as B. And now they're going to look to get aggressive as they recognize there's only going to be one player left by A, and his teammates come off of the respawn. This is the opportunity that they were looking for here. How are they going to play this out? Can they get the kills as more members of Fable are going to come out of the respawn and look to be the reinforcements for A? Crim trying to force them back. How do Ronin play this one out, Troop?
Well, I didn't really agree with that push right there. I think they should have waited a little bit longer there as they already had bowl control. I believe this is the first time they've taken control of the bowl bowl in this entire map so far. So right now, as they're holding it, they know that they have these multiple members of Fable going for those deep pushes. It'll be interesting to see if Fable switches it up and maybe flanks around to the bottom half of the bowl through the other side of the stairs. A lot of the times you didn't see Ronin do that. They came right up from their spawn side and didn't really try to change things up. Right here, though, they're covering a lot of their ground. Crim, though, looking to sneak up and try and get that distraction in the back, see if they can just pick their spots. I like the way this is working. He's backing up, taking a shot, backing up again, but right now he sees his opening, and he does kill. Crazy actually in the corner, but before he's able to be taken out there by Monkeys in the process. Monkeys now looking to clean up another kill, gets a little bit of help there from Sleevers to maintain control of the B hill.
Credit where credit is due for Ronin, because in that spot, you had Fable start that flank, try and pincer on the bowl, and they were able to hold off that attack, and because of that, they maintained control of B. Now it's going to be a matter of how Adverse and the rest of his team just hold them back. They're not getting very aggressive. They're not pushing up too much. They're getting angles, and they're looking around for the opportune moment. And if you're Fable in this instance, you're just waiting for that chance, because you know it now. You have no choice. You have to force that trip cap.
Yeah, and right here you can see they've got to make the decision right now with multiple members, 3 of Ronin at the top of that B hill with it at 204 and another member going down for Ronin. That is not going to be enough. You can see it coming in right here. It's going to be a little bit closer than we thought here. Right off the bat now, 2-1. Ronin picks up a round.
All right. Wanted Ronin to strike early. After losing 2 straight in a row, now it's time to see how Fable are going to play this pick. What are they going to go for here?
Well, it's interesting that they put the Marxes down first, the block second. The Marxes haven't really been utilized a lot since on the map, especially this early in the game where all those fights are coming from the top bowl. You're only going to see mainly the person taking that Marks, taking it to the home hill and really waiting it out there. Once these hills switch to D, E, and F, you might actually see a little bit more of a sniper positioning when you have the hills maintaining themselves, actually rotating all the way to the top side of the map. And if somebody happens to place a power weapon in that bowl when there's no hill there, that can definitely take a lot of your mindset elsewhere where it doesn't need to be. Maybe we got to push into that bowl, take ourselves out of these fights for a few seconds, and that could actually leave a great opportunity for your opponents.
Well, now that the grenades are going to go down, it's going to make the bowl that much more valuable. Not only do you get the objective, but you also get the power weapon. Let's see, though, if Ronin can get control of it, if Ronin can win this initial, just like they did in round number 3. They are currently surrounded, and they're pushing out. But look at that. And, you know, I love the angles that Ronin are playing here. Mars tried to get away, but he wasn't able to do anything with that one. Chaos gets the kill onto Craze, but Hydrone right in front of him finds 3. Can he go for it? Manages to lay down some damage there onto Sleeper. He does have some help there from Phelpsy, but he's going to have to back away as he gets down. Now it's up to Phelpsy. Phelpsy is going to turn around the corner and won't have his face anymore, and this will be Ronin, who have full control of the bowl. They've won this fight out, and this is looking pretty good. It seems like Ronin, they're getting a little comfortable here.
That first fight actually took a little bit longer than I suspected. Ronin got to that bowl so quickly, they took position, and they're actually waiting for Fable to push up. Looked like there was going to be a flank attack, and then there was an amazing cross that by Sleevers in that play to get them to maintain positioning in that bowl, and that was the play, I think, right off the bat that set the tone. The domino effect happened right there. Now they tied this up 2-2, and it's really interesting to see what's going to happen next, that things are going to be right into the later portion of this first round. I'm wondering if a boom shot might get placed on the map at this point.
Tied game, folks. The #1 Latin American team versus the #1 European squad here in Las Vegas, and we are tied up. You couldn't have asked for a better opening to this game. Nades are going to get placed down over at the workshop.
This is hands down one of the most exciting events for Gears Esports in history. The way that everything has been unfolding over the course of this weekend, we're only pretty much halfway through, a little more than halfway through, and we're already at this point. So right now, we're going to continue on watching the rest of this match. We can actually see with the incendiaries being placed down now at the workshop area. So that's going to separate things now between those spawn hills. You can see now 2 members actually of Fable were heading down there to separate a little bit more of aggressive push down to that incend, knowing that maybe let's give it up for Ronin to get that B heal. We're going to be able to spread them out once we get control of those instants, take them to the top side of the map.
And look, they're lancering them out, and that was so beautiful. They were lancering them. They weren't even trying to push. He said, you can have the bowl because we're going to rain fire down on the bowl, and you have no chance to get out in that situation. Very well done from Fable, and honestly, I'm shocked that Ronin kind of allowed that to happen, that they didn't notice that that was going to take place.
It seemed that they let them get that completely uncontested, if I believe, and right away taking them up back to the top side side of the bowl as fast as they could. Using them that fast with all those crosses coming in, they were guaranteed to pick up at least 2 kills in that situation.
And when they were getting crossed like that, you could just tell that they were picking each other up as fast as they could so they can get out. But they paid dearly for that one. And now they've lost control. They're playing out of their home. And they have to push. They have to make the play here. And it seems like they're going to opt to go down through the workshop and tackle the A site, tackle the home of Fable.
They saw how effective those incendiaries were, and they know that they are coming up for respawn just in a few moments here. So they're going to try and stick close to them, make sure that they can take them. Wonder if they're going to try and take them up to that B hill. I would assume so, rather than to their home hill. With the respawn times increased, though, I'd say either way you can do enough damage here to try and take the advantage here in this round. But right now you can see multiple members here of Ronin taking out Phelpsy, going off. Actually taking out 3 members, and now Marsh getting a kill of his own as well. So only leaving Dezenite available there, and he is nowhere near the home hill. That is going to be a trip cap domination if he cannot get that touch. He actually is on the other side of the map, just a step away to get that A hill, and he gets stopped in his tracks.
The disrespect. I love it. The 2 rounds. Fable answer back. Now we're at 3-2. The respawns are getting higher and higher. I believe that round was 18, so 20-second respawn now. So much time wasted if you end up dying in that initial fight. And the Boltox potentially to the home, which that's, you know what, I mean, again, it's prioritization, right? Like, they just don't want them to be able to get that workshop in the Boltox. If you try and tackle that and chase it, go after the incendiaries, Boltox is going to put some damage on.
There's going to be a lot more, I think, of a slow positioning going into this round for a lot of these teams since the Boltox got placed, because now since you have Boltox and Marxa, 2 power weapons that are deadly at long range, you're going to have a lot of these guys be more cautious in these fights, keeping their head downs. I think this one's going to go the distance for as slow as these fights could go, because a lot of the times coming into these late rounds, you got to really make sure that you don't be that guy that says, hey, I'm going to make this push, lose a 2-on-1 situation you didn't need to take, and now you're going to be waiting at respawn for at least 15 seconds.
You saw it at the side of your screen there. Dezo did manage to pick up the incendiaries, but a couple kills are being traded here. Man advantage currently for Ronin as they have the ball. Only 2 members left alive. A player's going to be down there, and it will be all up to Phelpsy, who's coming around the corner, but there you go. And all those members of Fable are down. We could end up seeing a tied game here. Krim is coming off of the respawn. A few more members, but will they be able to get there in time is the question as he comes around the corner, but Krim is stopped in his tracks, and we're going to be tied going into the half.
And that fight was aggressive right off the bat, actually. Nobody took it slow there. You could see right as that collapsed at the bull positioning, things really fell apart there quickly for Fable. Ronin had that small window of opportunity. They took it at that fight, and they pushed down to finish that round extremely quick to now wipe the weapons off the map. We're into halftime. Switching, rotating these hills now to D, E, and F. That bull hill now is no longer there. You're going to move down that workshop now in the low portion of the map where you're going to have a lot more coverage, but also at the same time, there are more points for you to flank in and attack that zone.
I like that in that first half we didn't see like a boom shot or any of those big hefty power weapons, right? There's like it feels like there's a respect between both of these teams, but furthermore, they just wanted to play to their strengths, right? Play that range game, and then when it needed to, they pushed in, got the national kills. Overall, a great first half in this game, and we're all knotted up here in round number 7. Everything has reset. Adverse is going to go down just for a time being, but remember, because we're reset, he's going to get into the action very quickly. Ronin not out of this one quite yet, but I like that Fable is applying the appropriate amount of pressure. Monkeys moves in, and Monkeys gets a double. He's moving all up around their business, and they have no idea how to respond. He finds another. That's going to be 3. Go ahead, chase down for E, get control of the neutral here. Oh, but Phelpsy is going to stop him in his tracks. Luckily for him, he's going to have some support there, and they will be able to win out on the neutral.
That double kill right there by Monkeys flipped this entire round, seemingly at the time. You could see as he made that turnaround shot to take that second kill, running around to try and make the positioning move all the way down to the workshop, doubling back to go through the doorway, had no idea that there was one member there of Fable waiting for him, ended up taking him out and now flipping things around. But we can see, though, with Monkeys following right back into the action here with the 10-second respawns and almost getting snuck up on that time, taking Crims out in the turn shot and able to now get a better positioning right ahead of him to try and Lancer fire more members of Fable coming out of that spawn. He's going to actually make a rotation now up to the top side. Looks like he's going to get an even better angle now to try and pin them now towards their home hill.
Love Monkeys in this game. He has been great in this particular round. What he did at the workshop set them up so nicely. They have control. They're gaining the points. Almost to that point of no return here. Here comes Craze. Can Craze make the plays, though? He's going to be able to chunk Chaos and then look for Adverse as well. Now that's going to open up the neutral for Fable. And back and forth we go here. Nice plays from Craze. Picks up 3, picks up another one. Sleeper, more like Sleeper, and that's going to be the cap.
And you can see now Crazed now holding that positioning after that double kill and knows that his team is going to get this positioning. He's going to wait to get that cap before he pulls out. He's going to be one of the last guys now heading into that F-hill to play the support role after forcing himself in there to cap that mid-hill. Right now, everything's rotating.
We were praising Ronin Troop, but now it's all Fable. They dominate the kill feed. They have to fight them back. 5 seconds. They managed to deny it for the time being. Can Ronin get them out of their home here? It is so close, and they're surrounding them. They're pretty much like sharks surrounding the water. These players have to fight out of this one, and it seems like Ronin is able to do just that.
This is a round that I didn't expect to see end this way with how the positioning was in that first fight and Monkeys going off right there in the beginning and everything now falling apart with them being pushed all the way into this spot. It's going to be very tight here with the score. It looks like Ronin could actually hold this for the victory with E now just barely getting depleted and now getting put into Ronin's hands. They are going to wrap this up, no doubt about it here, as members of Fable late coming out of spawn here, and they won't even have to worry about that trip cap. They are just going to rack up these points here and take a 4-3 lead.
Ronin gets the lead here, and I'm loving this game, man. This has been really good, and if I'm correct, that is the first time that Ronin has been able to get the lead in this match thus far. They've tied it up. They've kept this game competitive, but now that they've been able to get the lead, you have to wonder that they're feeling very confident against Fable. And I mean, for Ronin to take out Fable after Fable just defeated Optic 2-0, like, that would be madness. But I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah, and it's, you know, if you're using the math by that assumption, you could have
quick math.
Exactly. You'll have, if Ronin beats Fable, Ronin could say, oh, then we should be able to beat Optic if they can go into that thought process. But right now, the way that they're playing against Fable and hanging with them, you know, Fable really standing their ground throughout this entire tournament. But right now, going into the second half, this is going to be the most important part, I think, of this entire match.
They threw down the denial. So no weapons. It's going to be all Nashes, as you have 4 players going after the workshop. A very familiar affair here from what we've seen in previous matchups in the past. Adverse is going to get the headshot onto Felpsy, but Craze is going to respond right away. Luckily for him, that's going to be a trade there, so no one really has that upper hand quite yet. As Hydrone now goes in for the engagement. Does he get the kill, though, as he bounces around? Can he give him the bot? But no, instead he's going to go back to respawn. And this will be Ronin, who come out on top of that initial engagement, forcing him to head back to F.
Maybe try to do a little bit too much in that situation there. Didn't have to worry about that fight. Instead, should have maybe retreated a little bit in that scenario, but you could see Chaos getting the positioning, waiting, but actually doubling back, being actually much more versatile here for his team to try and wait to see where Fable's going to come out of that spawn area. They can either go up through this top stairs where the F-hill is, through the middle of the map, or through that mechanic room. So you could see that Cross getting that down at the top of the stairs on Craze. They are going to have to get that save, so he makes the push in. Chaos getting 1, Sleevers cleaning up 2, and they're going to make that push into the home hill with 4 members of Fable down. Krim, the only man left, getting shot in the back. They know he's coming. There's the call out. All 5 were dead, and that is another round for Ronin.
I love the way Ronin played that. They had a guy by the ball, and then the rest of them were playing low. And as soon as they try and push by the staircase, you just saw a sea of Lancer shots. Lancer fire all over the place. The cross was real. There was nothing that they could do. Cleanup duty, aisle 3, they go and they get that win. Now they're up 5-3.
And right, you can see here coming into this map, the weapon placement down that you got to worry about the most coming here as the respawn times keep increasing. That boom shot is just going to be so dangerous at this stage of the game. And when you put it in the middle hill of the map, it becomes even that much more important to get positioning there. We're going to see, though, which team is going to get position of the power weapon, but if that team is also going to retreat with that power weapon to maybe get a little bit more of a space with their opponents, or if they're going to just rush right in there with it and use it right away. You can see, though, Monkeys, though, getting caught in a fight on that wall and taken out by Hydrone, who gets the double back there with his team. They win this fight 4 members, though, down of Ronin, so that leaves Hydron to push with that boom shot right now. Sleever's up top alive. I think they might have spotted him as there is a cross going on him, but that was mainly to keep him back into that positioning. He is in a terrible spot right now, has to make a move towards pretty much the entirety of Fable as they have the boom shot in possession as well. I don't think there's going to be any chance for them to get in here. They're only seconds away from wrapping this up. This is absolute chaos here, and it's falling apart really fast.
Very difficult overtake for Ronin, but the boom shot's going to handle business. And you know, you look at that game, and the pick that mattered the most was when Adverse went down through the mid steps and then just got chunked immediately. He was supposed to be the guy on the flank that was going to open things up for them, but instead died instantly, and then that allowed him to be able to roll right through, take down a few of the stragglers, and then dominate and get control of that hill. Now here we go. 5-4. Can Fable tie this one up?
The double marks is placed at the top of the map with the double blocks being placed in between and in the center of the map. So you're going to have people now holding that marker right at that home hill on the top section. You're going to be a little bit more versatile if you play it on that outside wall, looking down to the mid stairs of the map. You're going to have to keep your eyes, though, especially here where the boom shot gets taken, most likely back up towards the side of the team that wins the fight rather than the center here. But as you can see, all these smokes coming out with all the members here of Ronin pushing up, it looked like getting a little bit aggressive, but having to back up as you can see in the smoke. Hydron getting the shot through the smoke as he picks up that boom, using it right away and getting the double kill with it, cleaning up chaos as well, leaving members of Fable here to push forward and back Ronin up. It looks like Adverse had no idea Crazed is even behind him, and now Adverse making that push up into the hill to try and get the double kill, and he is not able to seal it up, but instead there is the cross, and this is a big fight here as well. It looks like almost a 2-on-1 situation Des and I was about to take, but Phelpsy was there. Perfect timing.
Wisely enough from Fable to back away when those smokes came through. No point to push up and end up losing a body early on in that engagement. That is going to win them the boom shot. That's going to win them control. But now let's see how they're going to play this out here. Because for Fable, they're spread out nicely. They're trying to see if they can get them to, you know, lose some members early, lose some stragglers, lose those guys as they try and charge in like lemmings. And there you see it, right? A couple members of Ronin are going down. That's going to be 2 players out of the equation. And looking like Monkeys is about to be a victim as well. And they're pushing right on E.
If they can actually hold the positioning when you're on reclaimed with these second half hills, D, E, and F, if you can hold the middle hill and your home hill and you can corner, as you said, pincer your opponents into that one section, the way that with the hills being flipped to the top side of the map, it really changes things when you push out a spawn to try and regain that positioning. So now it's going to be a lot harder for them to get into that position. You can see they're waiting at the top of the stairs and cleaning up the kills as there's really only one route for them to take. They see him coming a mile away, and they're able to hold their ground.
Valiant effort by Ronin, but we're going to be all tied up 5-5 in game number 1. What a way to start it up here for these two teams who have had some incredible paths to this point. For for Ronin, they defeated E United. For Fable, they defeated Optic Gaming, setting that tone. And we're going to keep repeating that because that is so significant for these international teams.
And the way that these teams' formulas are coming together, especially coming out here in this stage of the game, you have everybody knowing each other so much. All the studying, all the game film, all these scrims. It's getting to the point now of the season where everyone's getting a little bit more comfortable. You know, they've played each other enough, and I think you're going to see a lot more victories coming back and forth with these top teams.
Incendiaries are thrown down by Manor, and it seems like they're only going to send one player to the bowl, so that's going to be something that will probably play a factor later on. That boom shot's way too important not to send the entire kitchen sink down there. Let's see, though. So getting a feel for it.
Interesting move there by Fable, not going for their home hill, sending the strength and numbers to the mid hill, and it looks like it worked momentarily. You can see, though, one getting taken out of Fables, but the strength in numbers was too much. Ronin's dropping like flies, and Crazed is able to hold his ground there to get the cap, and there comes the boom flying in. Hydron's the man to take it and get a kill with it. He has been so ruthless with that boom shot so far, and still having one in the chamber, leaving just another member now. Monkey's the only man to run out of spawn. He's running into a mess of Fable members right now.
Yeah, he's the boom shot. He's just trying to stay alive. Domination coming in, though, but he stayed up long enough to give his teammates an opportunity to come up. Maybe they can fight this one out, but it won't happen, and that is going to be game point here for Fable. Can they turn this around, get that W in game 1?
Loved that choice there by Fable, saying forget the home hill. We'll send everybody right to that mid hill. They took possession of that boom shot right away, using it to the best way possible and killing that round off as fast as they could. If they can do that again, getting possession of that boom shot, you're going to see this round end pretty quickly yet again.
Grenades are going to cause a ruckus in the workshop as they get placed in the mid. This is it.
Craze with 25 kills right now. He is going off on this game.
He's destroying.
He is absolutely feeling himself on this map. You can see, though, with the placement of those grenades, how everyone's now forcing themselves to the center. Those grenades are going to be just as important as the boom, because if that boom shot fight takes even a little bit longer than usual, you can see Adver's already getting the pickup, already throwing those nades. But somehow Marsh was able to get in there. He didn't know those nades were coming in and gets taken out. That's a double kill now by Advers with those nades. They are cleaning up. Craze, though, was hiding in a perfect position right beyond the smoke and right behind cover. So whoever's rushing through that smoke had no idea he was there. He is running in. He saw the boom on the ground. Smart move to try and take out the man holding the boom and focusing on him. Not able to do so, and Monkey's now in control.
But now, let me ask you this, though. You saw that the nades were placed. Why didn't you put at least one body there to try and prevent that from happening?
Yeah, that was something that I saw the majority of both team members go down there. One stayed at spawn naturally, but there you can see Monkey's picking up that double kill there and holding down the home hill, going for this trip cap. Actually, it looks like you might see the round end right here. Oh, that is going to be round 13 right now.
The grenades played such a role in that round, getting them the boom shot at the end there and allowing them to just swarm the home of Fable.
Craze picked up another 3 kills in that round, and as fast as that round was, very impressive there. He was making himself live in those fights. You can see there in a sniper getting placed.
They took it out. They just did not want to deal with the grenades.
No one's going to really focus on that right here going into this round. That's just something to get rid of that. As that last round really did not go exactly as they expected on Fable. Like you said, you had all the strength and numbers down there. They made such a great play in the round before that, sending everyone to the workshop. This time, it looked like that they didn't even worry about those grenades, and you could see it really bit them.
Back to square one. The respawns are plentiful. This is going to be huge, but Desanide, he does manage to get it. He gets the boom and gets out of dodge. This is massive. But Craze gets a kill onto Adverse, though. So a long and significant respawn, but he doesn't get the shot with the boom. Oh my God, why does this keep happening? The PR was saying that this is probably the worst we've seen boom shot play in this tournament. And it just to not get that kill. To just wastefully use a boom shot.
Even the crowd did not like the utilization of the boom shot on that play. You could see he got a little excited trying to make that shot, trying to make something happen, force that wasn't there. Try to catch him in mid-roll. He ended up getting out of the way. The splash damage was not enough, so you could see now getting it passed off to Chaos, which is actually a little smart, as you could do that out of sight from your opponents. They might look for a specific character that has that boom, and right there, Chaos pops up. Surprise shot there on Hydro, and leaving that now up for respawn in a few more moments here. These teams are both still holding that positioning down at that bottom part of the map, with it being so close. Now Chaos actually dropping that boom to see if, hey, maybe he could pop a head or two and try to turn this around with that sniper.
Oh, he is going to fall with the snipe in his hand. And I was going to say, maybe he could take that sniper down to the workshop and then get that angle so that if anyone tried to push up on boom shot, he wouldn't be able to, they couldn't push forward with it, right? The only thing they'd have to do is drop some smokes, and that will kind of, delay the push and obscure the vision. Now here we go, though. It's going to be 2 players down, and they're going to get E right away. Now do they push after D here, as there's only going to be 1 player left up top on the bowl? Can they go after that one? This is it.
That marks you almost got a marks a shot on him point blank. Had to pull out a shotgun and somehow cleans up the kill. So you can see Krim now trying to stand halfway down the stairs to try and stay out of sight, make sure his head was out of view as the push came in from Ronin, but they were ready to steamroll and take this game 7-6.
The Latin American Wonders, the #1 LatAm team, strikes blood first, and they are able to get game #1 against Fable. What a matchup that was, going the distance.
That was pretty shocking over the fact that Ronin faced adversity throughout the whole map. If you paid attention around 10 and 11, if you looked at numbers, it was a chess game. Ronin sent only 2 to boom shot, which they lost every single time because Fable sent 3. So with that number advantage, Fable was able to get the boom shot, bring it back and win the rounds. But what Fable did, they did not notice that the frag nades that Ronin played was going to negate that. So Ronin learned, they slowed things down, grabbed the frag nades, negated the number advantage, get the boom shot, and they actually used that to defeat Fable.
Ronin played that extremely well. You know what? I want to call out Fable a little bit on that last play. because they had the issue with the frag grenades, Fable, they were confident that down in Barn that they are going to outslay Ronin. That's what their thought process was. They're like, we're winning these initials. We can outslay Ronin. We can do this. We can win this. But let's take off those frags. Let's put on that long shot. And no one even went for it. But I don't think that they were actually thinking that the match was going to go past that initial fight. I think they were banking on wiping Ronin, sending everyone down, doing a team wipe, and then just go for the overextension for the domination. I really don't think that they were planning on the round going and anyone even touching that sniper.
I'm pretty impressed by how Ronin won that because Fable, they started off by blocking the dual spawns near the home hills, but they kept the construction weapons there. So what that did was the Latin American teams, they love to throw down those support weapons, the bow top, the incendiary grenades. So by stopping that, Ronin had to fight back and use a raw skill, which is what I really liked. I'm really impressed with this Ronin raw skill.
It was a mind game between the two.
Oh, yeah.
It was a chess match.
It was a chess game.
There was a lot of respect. It was very clear.
There was.
You saw it in the first half, right? There was no boom shot. There was no like major impactful power weapon. It was support weapons and incendiary nades, right? And all of that like was just a chess match to try and outsmart. In the first half, you had the incendiary pickup. I believe it was Phelpsy who got the incendiary, and then push forward, was able to just burn out the top of the bowl. Those moments right there just show that they're really just trying to outplay each other with smarts rather than just pushing in and getting these crazy Nasher plays. And when it came down to that, despite their best efforts, Ronin still got that victory.
Work smarter, not harder. And that's what we saw, right?
Absolutely. With the way that the team came in here, Ronin, they actually, I really was excited to see somebody like Monkeys come in here, the newer addition to the team. And he went off in this game. But Adver's leading the team in kills. Everybody was really pulling their weight, winning all these fights as important as they possibly could be. But when they were both in the front line, they made it happen. And that was the most important part.
With the second mount going off to Forge Blitz, I want to see Fable use more of that aggressive play style to take things away from it. I want to see them use more map control, some more team fire, which is absolutely possible. But we will go underway to map 2 after this video about Fable.
I think we are so good just because how driven we are. We are top EU team. A lot of EU teams look up to us, so it's like a pride we have to hold and keep. I think this is the best Fable team just because the new players, the new motivation we have. All 5 of us really want to win.
Two teams that made the biggest upsets this event by knocking EU United and Optic Gaming into the losers bracket. One of these guys will place top 4 this weekend, which is absolutely phenomenal for these international teams.
They're coming here and they're knocking out the #1 team in Gears of War. And EU United, this is their second event with this roster. They are coming in and they are just skyrocketing, right? And so for these teams, for the EU to come in, and then for Latin America to come in and take these teams out, again, it shows that skill gap. It's closing, and you just see these players, they are continuing to evolve and play smarter and learn how to combat each other.
I feel like it's interesting when you look at the different play style between these two teams. Fable is a highly aggressive team that loves heavy power weapons, but Ronin, they're on Forge Blitz. This map is really big with the Botox pistol, so that's one thing we need to keep an eye out for.
I'm waiting for Embar to be placed up top.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Chaos is going to be picking up that
control room? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both teams, since they're 2 best players up there, who do you think has the advantage?
Slaying power, I got to get Fable. I still got to go Fable on the slaying power.
All right, I am extremely excited. What map 2 is underway on Forge Blitz. Ronin against Fable.
Well, here's the thing, True. This was Ronin's pick. Ronin chose to play on Forge. So because of that, that tells me that Ronin might be walking away here with a 2-0 victory.
That does happen with a lot of teams when they do their pick, their main pick that they know, especially when they get the second pick of the map. If they can utilize all their strengths to win that first one, going into the second one, it almost feels like they have home field advantage at this point. You can see Chaos now backing up here, trying to make something happen at the top of the stairs. It actually runs right down into the open of the floor there, getting shot by Crazed, leaving Crazed open for an opportunity to clean up this 2v1, which he does, taking out Decenite and Chaos to take control of the upper portion of the control room, forcing more members back.
Craze has been so good this series, and while, sure, Ronin may have been able to get game 1, a lot of the success that Fable had was because of Craze and his clutch moments in that game. But now, though, get a little bit of a reset here. They have control of the control room, and that was a long, drawn-out battle that Ronin nearly shined through on. But Fable, I love the fact that it's just this, despite the odds being against them in that moment, they were able to get that control. Now let's see, though, how Ronin's going to play this, and that is going to be Phelpsy moving in with a Nasher kill, just absolutely chunking Adverse. That's going to be cleanup duty on to Chaos, looking for his 3rd kill. Does he make it happen? It's just going to chase Dezo down. Dezo's getting behind this cover here. He knows that he's going to be in a really tough spot, so he's going to have to get out, recoup, and see if he can get this win. But 2 players, though, of Fable are going to be right in front, able to find one, but can't follow up with the 2nd.
You could tell the communication there with Fable was absolutely on point. You had Adverse camping actually into that incinerator, and there was a fight being pushed. As they hit that button simultaneously, one member of Fable pushed, pretty much forcing him either out of that incinerator into an open fight or getting burned. So right there, he ended up having to pick his poison on that one and spreading things out now, opening things up now for Fable to take control of the middle of the map.
What does Ronin have to do to overtake against Fable in this situation, Troop?
Well, right now it's going to be that most important part to overtake that control room. Since we're still in this early of the map and there's no power weapons, that's the main spot right now that needs to be the main focus. You don't have to worry about the button. There's no really need for it, but Fable actually in this opening round using it to the best that they can, forcing a lot of fights that they need to.
5 kills, 4 downs for Craze. A good start here in round number 1. Game 2, if you're just joining us, Ronin came out on top after a grueling matchup that went to 13 rounds. Went the distance. They were able to get the win there. They're up 1-0 in this championship quarterfinal matchup, but we're getting dangerously close to the wire here in round number 1, and Fable looks like they have Ronin's number. They're able to get the kills. Crim, Craze, lighten up that scoreboard, lighten up the kill feed. They are dominating, and at this point in time, it seems like nothing can stop the #1 EU team. But Monkeys, though, has other plans, but it won't matter because that round is going to go to Fable.
Too little too late right there with that nice play by Monkeys. Had an opportunity to try and extend the round, but it just came at the worst time right there. Maxing out the points there and going into this first round victory here for Fable. It's going to be something I want to see actually placed up top here on this opening fight, but looks like they might be deciding to place double weapons down. Looks like Marks is being placed here. That's going to be something I expect them to use more on the upper portion of the map here.
Look at that. The kills. They just got slapped in round 1. It was a shellacking.
Yeah, with Sleevers and Chaos, a lot of these fights that they were going into, they were actually kind of stuck, essentially in between a rock and a hard place without any support. So which really did bring up the reason that they didn't actually get any kills in that first round. Things were working so well for Fable that they were able to isolate a lot of the players for Ronin.
So a difference from round number 1 is Ronin are able to win in the control room. Phelpsy is going to have 2 members of Ronin on his tail, and that's going to be a kill that goes in their favor. Now the push over to A. B still not captured quite yet, but I like this aggression on the home. And, just a smart play here from Fable to try and hold this one off as long as they possibly could. But domination's going to be in a couple seconds, and they're going to have just so many members here surrounding the home. Nothing that they could do, and we're all tied up once again. This game is insane.
There was no way that there was going to be a push coming in there from Fable. Chaos actually had an amazing position right there next to the ring on the cover, all the way hidden in the corner without popping out, knowing that his teammates were fighting right over there on the pillars right across the way from that ring. There was going to be a push coming out of that spawn. They were had tunnel vision right on those pillars. As soon as they went for it, he popped out and made the kill happen. You could see, though, the block coming in now to the control tower, which is going to really make things interesting for who is going to try and be the aggressor to force themselves to the top of that map with nothing really there to try and keep them up there.
Yeah, and you said, you and Cleaner were talking about the M-bar potentially going up there. Now that's not an option for them. So winning control tower just the old-fashioned way, it's going to be a tough fight.
Absolutely. You could see the numbers, though, going up there. It looks like a 2-on-2 fight at the top, 1-on-1 in the bottom center here for the middle ring. But the main fight, though, is going to be the top because you can just hold down that middle fight as long as possible. If your team wins, you can just let them do the crossfire from there in that position. You could see, though, Dezenai not able to get the kill. Craze moving in, getting the double, and saving his teammate in the process. There you go. That's the position you need, and they're immediately putting that crossfire down from not only a crossfire, but also down from the top. There's no way you're going to be able to stay in that position. They had to go all the way back.
So what we saw in the last round, Ronin winning out on that particular side. This time around, it's the same thing here. Am I crazy? Is there like an advantage coming into the side that Fable came in here because Ronin succeeded in the last round?
Well, a lot of the times, depending where you do spawn on the left or right side portion of the map, a lot of these tight corners where the home hills are, you have to worry about that right-hand advantage. It makes a lot of these fights really easy, especially when you have people pushing around the corner. Maybe when they're stuck in the opposite end with the left-handed side, they have to be the ones to make that push and just try and catch them off guard. But when you're in an easy place to make that position and hide on those corners to get those kills when they pop up, it's really something that can just surprise your team and immediately have them switch up their game and have to make that call out for their squad.
Now Ronin on the move, forcing back members of Fable. They're going to just completely swarm this home hill, and it seems as if at this point in time, Fable, they're just wisely enough backing away. They still have control of B, but Desert Knight's just going to move right in. He's basically going to spear him, but then look at that. Hydrone with the double. That's going to open it up for them, and they'll be able to reclaim C with relative ease. Now the domination potentially coming through here. 3 seconds remaining, forcing them back. And Monkeys with that Lancer fire, keeping him away and allowed his teammate to go in for cleanup.
And a smart move there. Monkeys keeping his back actually on the cover, aiming with that bird eye view completely away from the wall and aiming the Lancer down where they were coming from the spawn so he can move back and forth along the wall, strafe, keep his positioning and his shot really as straight as possible without staying on his feet. That was a really smart move. You could see, though, as we follow Craze to have to back up against multiple members of Ronin here, he does have a little bit of help here as they are now at this choke point, ready to make the move. Looks like the angle's trying to come in here. Chaos looking for it, and they pushed it back a little bit up that ramp. So now they might try to make this move through. It's going to be interesting to see, but actually there you could see Ronin now actually making the retreat and not winning the aggression on this fight.
Yeah, well, Ronin, though, they did get that kill. Krim was living for quite a while, but time is ticking. The points are gaining for Fable here. They need to push in and stop this. And that's exactly what's going on. They're preventing them from being able to gain any points. They're stuck at 201, and the domination's going to come through. Only one member left alive. It's going to be Marsh, but Marsh is going to be taken out. Craze, can he be the superhero that this team needs? No, he is not. One more player, though. Krim, do you make it happen?
They're going to steal this round from them if they can't get through to this touch. This is actually a great position right now for Ronin, but they left the B hill uncontested, and you can see that only a few seconds they had there, and right there, once that touch came and they had to restart that timer, it left enough time for that B hill now to get touched. They're going to have to make that move, though, but we're holding these two positions here. There they go, taking the lead and surpassing them here, 210 to 203. It looked like that score final actually was on the final there. They were in control the whole time, and right there at that end fight, things just kind of got flipped on their head.
Shenanigans. That's what this is, true. Shenanigans. This game is crazy. I love it.
And
I love what I'm seeing.
Placed middle at that hill, you could see now with a lot of these teams now, we're trying to get that positioning up top. How much more important is it now that they're going to have to make that move, actually maybe send an extra man down low and really ignore the top part of the map. There is no ring in the incinerator. There's a block up in the control tower. If you can manage to get that boom and get out, you can actually rotate up to the control tower in that opportunity and then take control of that spot.
It now becomes a 1v1 in the control center. You see Hydrone there scuffling with someone above, but Fable, though, they have managed to overtake some positional control here. And Desert Knight, as I say that, is trying to punish him. Desert Knight, oh my word, what a play there as he charges right through, but it won't be enough. Is he the superhero that they need? I just don't think so. And he will be deleted, and that will be Fable getting control of the boom shot. And I mean, that was a hero play, but unfortunately for him, all heroes have to fall.
Yeah, right there, with that fight coming out, coming off in such a big way in the opening part of the round here, and creating that chaos right off the bat is what needed to be done. So right here, though, it looked like that the positioning of the team was not working out there for Ronin momentarily. So you can see now with that A hill still well in control of Fable, they now get control of that B hill. So it's going to be up to Ronin to try and pick their spot, deciding where they go to rotate here. But you can see it's already being decided through the incinerator straight across the C, and making sure that they can force only these couple members here of Fable, or excuse me, of Ronin back all the way into their spawn. And now you can see the kills coming back and forth all over the screen. They are dropping like flies, and Fable looks like they are going to be able to take control of this. Krim picking up a double and getting taken out in the process. flips back and forth between these two teams.
He's the only one left alive. Phelpsy, his teammates are coming off of the respawn now. They do get control and the domination potentially in 5 seconds. They got to push this one aggressively. There's only going to be 1 member now, 2 members, as Fable managed to delay this one. But I love the pressure that Ronin is applying. They have a member down. Can Craze follow through? He's able to get the kill. Craze and Hydron, you're going to see those names pop up in the kill feed so many times. And now this is Fable bouncing back. The scoreboard in their favor, charging straight over to C. They have 3 down, and they're going to get control of this one. So far, so good for the EU team. And man, this round has been insane. They've just been going back and forth.
Look at Marsh, though, rushing straight ahead into the Lancer of Chaos, not able to take him out. That was a very risky move, though. Not able to even connect the shot, as Chaos was completely fine after that altercation there. He's now moving all the way through to the center, getting that open spot now and holding it down, still maintaining control. So right there, that angle that he had was perfect, forcing the members of Ronin now to come back out of their spawn here and regroup with him to make sure that Fable backs all the way up.
And the other thing, too, is that they went into the home to prevent them from being able to gain any points. So that was a great play, a good heads-up play there from Ronin to just, tip the odds in their favor just a tad, just a little bit, though. The boom shot comes through, and Chaos is going to take his own life with that. So that is going to be unfortunate. I'm sure he'd like to take that shot back. Domination, though, potentially for Ronin here in a couple seconds. Crazy's to make the play happen as he dives right into the home, able to down one.
Oh!
The other one as well. Craze with the plays, makes the double happen, and Fable are right back in this matchup. Can you believe it? What a close game.
Craze just putting the team on his back in that moment in time, getting the amazing double kill to really maintain control of the center as he sees a member, though, of Ronin coming through the incinerator, though. He's going to have to back up and make sure that they hold position here with this score getting the way it is. You can see now really close here, almost dead even here, but it's going to be in Fable's favor here. Only a few moments away if they can hold these positions here. Craze now backing up. He knows that there's going to be one pushing, and he's got a little bit of help there to take him down, backing all the way up, and they did hold their ground perfectly in that situation.
I cannot believe this game. It has been so close. That was just inches there. It could have gone either way, but Craze with that double in the home, that is just miracle plays.
Yeah, and towards the end of that round, they knew exactly what had to be done there. With the score as close as it needed to be, you know how desperate a team like Ronin was going to have to try and push in there to try and make that stop happen. They had to run all the way across the incinerator, pretty much with that open zone, that open floor right there. They see the push coming all the way across since it's the shortest route for them, and they're going to be able to make that stop. The incinerator now getting picked up with some weapons here. The nades are being placed there, which is going to change things up there and make the button a little bit more important now in this game.
That fight for control is going to be very valuable. What we saw in Reclaim, when Fable do not focus on the grenades, they pay dearly for it. Things have certainly been very interesting here in game number 2, all tied up. Shades of what we saw in game 1. Phelpsy, he's going to get the frag grenades. And those nades start to come in. Adverse, he's going to get chunked. Bye-bye, Adverse. And now, again, they were like, you know what? You thought you were going to outsmart us with the grenades? Again, just like you did on Reclaim. Think again. Not going to happen. Hydron's pushing in. 2B, does he get it? But no, it's going to be Chaos who gets the kill. Can he follow up with another one against Phelpsy here? He's going to be so weak, and he cannot stay alive long enough. Phelpsy will get the down. Does he clean up the kill? Yes, he does, and that will be potentially be control, but Monkeys is going to be lingering about, and he will have some support. That Marksa, too. So much damage being applied at long range with the Marksa. He wants to see if he can get back to his teammates here, but look at that, just sweeping right through. Monkeys with the double and full control. They're going to get this B, and they're going to get the boom shot to boot. Can they clean it up? Can Dezo, along with Sleeper, delete Hydron, and they're able to down him? Things are getting very shaky here for Fable as they have to push up. 1 second remaining, but no one can push in. That is going to do it. 3-2. Latin American team Ronin gets their 3rd win.
They saw their opportunity and took it right there with the boom. It took almost 50 seconds after those first 2 caps for them to even touch the boom shot. That fight was being so fought hard at that low spot. With the intensity of these teams coming in here, once they finally picked it up, shooting it at the ground, knowing that he was going to take himself out and his enemy, but also he had his teammate nearby to get that boom shot, pick it up off the ground, and utilize it later into the round to get that victory.
Whew, what a game here, Troop. It's making me feel things. you know?
Yeah, this is already on
Essential
pace now for another amazing round 13. We can see right here the way that things are going back and forth with these teams. You can see, though, with those incendiaries now at the top of the map, so it's going to be very important now. Only a one-on-one fight, though. It looks like Chaos runs right in and takes them, so this is going to be something to see if he rolled, or he's actually going to rotate back now instead of keeping up top. And right there, throwing them blindly over the wall, keeping that member. That's Phelpsy in the corner now, and he's going to eat shots and get burned in that situation. But Hydron sneaks up behind, and Ted gets the finish off on Chaos, now backing up across the map. Another member down. That's 5 down for Ronin, leaving Fable open. With only 2 members alive, they're going to have to hurry up and move and get into position as fast as possible.
Hydron went huge there. That was a great play to get the incendiaries, bring them down low. But Hydron, man, this guy was a difference maker in this round. And now that he has the boom shot, there's nothing that's going to hold them back. They should be able to make this one happen. And okay, that luckily they were able to get that win, but that could have been really bad. So, breath of fresh air.
Yeah, the back and forth between these two teams, this is like just watching the 2 fighters going at it back and forth in a slugfest right now, with now halftime coming up, wiping the weapons off the map, back to the 10-second respawns. Safe. The simplicity of the game coming back now into the second half to start things off here. So I'm wondering who's going to take the strong point in this fight. Now with the Incinerator having the mid-hill, that control tower is that much more important here. You can see there's the fight going up top. Now it's a 2-on-2 rather than a 1-on-1 from the last round.
Playing around the Incinerator. He's going to get this. He's going to get control of up top, control center. So valuable in this game. Players just dancing around. Marsh is going to open things up. Desanite, goodbye. 1v2 potentially. Does he make it happen? Yes, he does. Marsh is going to get both of those kills. And now the Incinerator goes to Fable as they're looking to regain control in this game. They do get E, they do get F, and potentially a domination here as they're just going to collapse right onto the home. A few members are going to be pushing in. 2 seconds remaining. They're all just going to vault right over the ledge there to see if they can get back into the fight. So much activity going on, but somehow, someway, Hydron comes up from behind. They're going to answer right back. Chaos with the kill. Does Adverse have what it takes with a 1v2? No, he does not. Now it's going to be Dezo's turn. Dezo's just going to get chunked as soon as he steps right in. Sleeper, it's your turn. Are you going to go ahead and be a superhero? No, you're not, my friend. You will fall. Monkeys, is it your turn now? They're just going in like lemmings, but because of the delay, because they were able to stagger it out, they're able to regroup and get right back into this fight and stay in this one. That was a huge play. Everyone just pushing in and forcing the denials. That was a great situation for Ronin.
This round, I thought, was going to end. Hydron with the insane flank all the way around the spawn to take out members of Ronin in the back, but still they were able to somehow stay composed there, winning those fights back and forth, coming out of spawns. The thing that had them on their side was that respawn timer, and something that was interesting, killing them all right off the bat, bang, 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 bang. You're going to have them all respawn at the same time, so they're all going to come right out really in droves to try and fight that hill, and they got it back with as fast as they were coming in. So you can see now following on Desanite here, getting that kill on Martian, forcing himself now almost down into a second fight here, but that's crazed to take him out, getting the double kill, rendering Edwards obsolete in that play to make the push all the way across here to the home hill, getting taken out though near those mid doors, and now it looks like these back and forths are coming into play here as these two teams now are utilizing again this respawn time. These fights are consistent. They're keeping the energy going. As one or two members drop, they're going to be back right into this fight once they're holding their ground.
And while all that action was going on, look at the scoreboard there. Ronin were not gaining any points, and Fable are almost to 210, the coveted 210 that you need to win this round here. They're past that 200-point threshold, and that is basically going to do it. No one can stop this, and the inevitable happens. They win it. So while they weren't able to get the domination, they were able to win it with the long game.
And that's something that you have to take notice when you had all those members of Ronin running out of spawn one after another, trying to stay in this and extend the round. The whole time that's going on, they're all just putting all their efforts into that zone, while the other side of the map, they're racking up more points, getting the mid-hill, getting their own home hill. And if all that fight is coming out of that spawn, once they finally got control of the hill, they were not able to get a better position to try and regain that point lead.
Frag grenades go down. Now it's going to change the outlook of this game.
And they placed them right in the center, so I'm wondering if they're going to be thrown into the Incinerator side of the map. They might throw them up into the control tower, depending on how many members of each team go up there and who gets possession of these nades. So you can see, as we look on the overhead map right now, Each member of their respective teams here are doing exactly what's expected. 2 low, 1 each at home hill, and 2 up top. So you can see now Chaos pushing through, getting the aggressive side here on them, getting the upper hand to make his way all the way across on the top side of the stairs, but Crazed is able to stay alive at least momentarily to take him out. Decenite, though, is the last man standing in this situation.
He's going to be able to win out on the control center.
Adverse is the man that ended up taking the grenades on that, so
did,
they actually have to keep an eye on him in this situation. He obviously has him in his pocket, and he's just trying to, it looks like, essentially taunt his opponent here. He doesn't not, yeah, he obviously smart about that, backing up, knowing he had a teammate there to shoot him in the back. Did not want to lose those nades in his pocket and have them set up for a respawn.
I don't think they just,
There
I mean, they
go.
know that he has him. Surely they do. And there goes the grenade. Craze is like, oh, I got to get out of this one. Which he manages to stay alive. And I think Craze, he only had 38% of his health there. And they're hanging back.
Close. He actually made the decision at the perfect time there that the Lancer fire that came in after the fact that he threw the nade, sending him all the way back into this position. Now you have 2 members all the way on the far end of the wall here in spawn. It's kind of it's a very defensive position here. They're letting Ronin get the best of this map so far, but as you can see, though, Fable now slowly about to make their way into that incinerator, knowing hopefully that it depends if somebody has got control of that tower to see if there's going to be a button press here. Looks like actually there's only 1 member up there, that's Ronin, but he is going to be in a 2-on-1 situation momentarily. That's Chaos up top, hitting the button, waiting, and it looks like forcing them out for several seconds. Now, instead of taking the fight, well, actually, now he's, instead of retreating, looking like he was going to take that fight, seeing it was a 1-on-1, but getting lit up right away. He was a little hesitant there, and being, actually hesitating in that fight. You see Marsh was able to get the better half of him and take him down while he was trying to run away from that fight.
He thought about it. He was wondering if I should take this. He felt confident for the time being, but it just was not enough. And look at that there. I mean, surely they must have made the call. Hey, listen, I ended up dying on control. Someone's pushing up on our side. Watch your back. But it seems like that call probably never came there. And they're going to be able to reclaim the neutral. They get E. Now they have their sights set on F. And they're just jumping right in there. And I love this here. Just getting the cross, putting the Lancer Fire down. This has just been a very clinical game at the halfway point in favor of Fable. All tied up as they continue to progress here. Fable will have the upper hand as far as those hills are concerned. A grenade coming in for Crim, getting the double, and that will open things up. The domination potentially. Monkeys can't do anything about it. 2 seconds remaining. 1 more player left alive there. The denial will come through. Decenite trying to keep this one going. Can he do so? No. He's going to go down. But now a few more members of Ronin begin to jump onto the point, and Crim just saying, you know what, I don't have the health to deal with this fight. Let me back up and get back to my teammates, because they recognize that they have the hills, they have control, they could just win this with points.
Oh, he was waiting at that corner. Looked like with the nades, had to run away. Getting down, though, in the process. Crim with that double kill, the nades just completely opened this round for them for the victory here. You can see there is no way that Ronin's going to be able to stop them. They ended up winning here for the point. They ended up reaching the points because after that double kill there by Crims, it spread out everybody with as deep as we're getting into this game now, and that incinerator also having that middle hill. If you're able to control that top of the tower, use that button, you're going to have to keep tabs on that. Make sure that you know when that's going to respawn and be ready to press in any opportunity. But right there, finally, the M-bar being placed at the top of the control tower here.
Look for Chaos to get control of the M-bar. He's going to be the man of the match as far as we're concerned here on the desk. This is going to be a big, big round for Ronin. They decided, we're losing those Nasher battles. Now it's time. Put that effort, put that focus. They sent 2 players up. Meanwhile, Fable sent up 3. That's how much they value the control and the M-bar. So Chaos is going to have to deal with a lot. It's going to be a real high mountain to climb here. They do manage to get the grenades, and players are dropping back. They kind of swap sides for the time being, and the nades come through. Adverse is able to get the double kill and the domination now. All that effort, all that focus was put onto the control center, but they weren't able to do anything with it. Chaos is going to get the M-bar, but he dies. Craze gets that kill. The headshot comes through, and he wasn't going to be able to get the M-bar, but will he get there to stop this cap? 2 seconds, 1 second, and he gets there just in the nick of time. That was going to be just by the skin of his teeth. The skin of his teeth, he manages to get that win, and he's able to get the kill onto Sleeper, and that is going to break it, and he will get control of the home hill. What a big play from Craze, and what a game he's been having so far. Regardless of the result of this round, you have to be happy with how he played that one out.
I am not trying to speak early, but that could end up being the play of this map. He ended up killing the man for Ronin that picked up the M-bar there. As soon as they had it on his back, he rushed in there, took him out in that situation, doubled back and got another kill near the spawn right before they were able to get that trip cap. So this is a really, really good opportunity for them now to try and shift this momentum in their position with Ronin having a huge lead on them. They're just trying to wait for their spots with still now actually everybody alive on this team just coming out here. The nades are being used so well in these past 2 rounds. Double kills galore for these teams. So whoever's grabbing them, they know exactly what to do with them.
All the pieces are falling into place in this game. It's these little moments that have just changed, have dictated the pace of this matchup. And that is what you want to see at high level Gears of War. That is why I love watching this game, because just the intensity and how every single moment matters so much in this game. It doesn't come down to just the hero plays, getting the doubles. It's about those small moments there. And now, as we begin to look with Fable getting this lead, oh, wait a minute, he did not expect that. Desert Knight came around the corner like a bat out of hell. He was unaware of it. He was caught with his pants down and shooting his Lancer, trying to help out his teammates. But now, just again, Ronin will get control. They know that he's up here. They see him now. He's not able to clean it up, though. Chaos is by himself up top. Does he get the kill on Marsh? And he will fall. That was a very ambitious battle from Chaos, but he was alone.
Yeah, but they're actually, it looks like now with Ronin having such a huge lead, they ended up hitting the Incinerator, which was a very strange move. They hit the Incinerator without depleting that mid-hill, so now that's more additional time that they're just going to rack up with that invincibility seemingly of that E-hill. There's no way that they were going to be able to push through, but by doing that, now it's on a timer, it's on that delay, and they can make that push through to get that position. This is the only time that they have, but I don't think it was they did not do that move fast enough right there. You could see it was way too big of a lead there for Ronin.
Ronin were able to bounce back, a little bit of a misplay in that one, but while the Incinerator was, and the fire was burning down, they just wisely enough rotated, were able to get control of another home hill, and just left Fable in an awkward position. And, you know, things happen. That's going to put them within spitting distance of tying this game up.
I did like the play, though, where they know that 3 members of Fable were coming out of the spawn. As they were making their way to the Incinerator, they had a member hit the button to actually send it off and send it back on that delayed timer before you can actually press it again. So as soon as that was done, coming through the Incinerator, as soon as the effect wore off, they were able to make that push through and get control of that hill easily. But you can see, though, with Ronin, they had too big of a lead, and now they are right on Fable's heels here.
What a game this has been. Game 2 is best of 3. Ronin currently up by 1. The battle for the control center and the M-bar. 2 vital things in this map. Positioning and power weapons, and that is going to go to Fable as they manage to get control of the power weapon and shoot down the Incinerators. Say screw it, let's not, I don't want them to really worry about that here. Look for Krazo to get these shots. He's just had such a game so far in this series.
They have positioning now on this map and the power weapon at the top here with the M-bar. There you go. And now that's 1 shot away from getting the kill here. Kraze definitely connected one of those shots, but not able to finish up there. It's interesting to note that the members of Fable actually capped their home hill late. They forced more members in to get this position for the M-bar. You can see, though, Kraze using it, getting the perfect angle, and now Marsh getting a double kill, Krim getting a kill of his own, and now only leaving Sleevers available, and it looked like that they knew exactly where he was. He drops as well. Fable now going to take this round 6-4, and only 1 round away now from sending this to a tiebreaker match.
Match point for Fable. This is it. I could not believe what we're seeing here, Troop. This has been a wild game. This is also, just a reminder to everyone, if I wrote this correctly, this was Ronin's pick. They went with this map. They felt confident in this one. If they lose out here, shades of what we saw before when Fable went for Reclaim. So this has just been a toss-up game, man.
And it's funny to note that because they picked this map, and clearly now with the match point coming up in favor of Fable, you got to wonder, I guess, whatever they had planned for this map clearly hasn't been working. So now if they do have a backup strategy, now is the time that they have to put it in gear. They have double Hammer Burst now placed on the map, so that's going to be something that's going to get a lot of crossfire involved here for the center lower part of the map. You might even see somebody take it up to the control tower to try and assist the M-bar if they take control there. So you can see, though, them forcing the members, though, of Fable, 3 members. It's a 2-on-3 that Ronin actually looked like they had the advantage up top. There's 1 more member of Ronin, though, back, hanging back beyond the stairs, though, to crossfire them, sending them down the stairs. So that is a nice opening play here from Ronin to get this momentum and start things off.
Yeah, and I was going to make note that they did get the frag grenades. I believe that was going to be, oh dear, I do not see who. Oh, that was Hydrone. Hydrone got the frag grenades, so I was worried that while that fight was going on in control, he was just going to gingerly toss the nades up top and then pick up a double kill, because so much investment on both sides went to securing the control center. Chaos is going to go down, though, and Chaos has that M-bar, and that's going to be actually in his hands when he dies. So the M-bar is going to be right in front of the home, but here we have it. 4 seconds remain. This could very well be the game. Only one player left alive. It won't matter. That's going to do it. We're going to game 3, folks. Fable managed to make it happen on Forge.
An impressive showing there. Going into the second portion of this map, they only gave up 1 round to Ronin, so they were dominant throughout the second portion of this map. You can see there that Craze actually picking up 28 kills. He's still, as you know, one of the lead slayers on his team, and he is making sure that everybody knows it here.
I really like how Fable's coming into this game. Okay, so if you look at both rosters, Fable, they're really good individually, but Ronin, they're really good with power weapons and certain utility weapons. So what happened was down 3-5, Ronin put the M-bar in control tower. Fable saw that, sent 3 people to combat 2, where they overpowered Ronin to get control of the M-bar, where they won it 2 rounds in a row. Ronin didn't get the M-bar until the 3rd time. So, I mean, it was pretty impressive how Fable was able to attack their strength and take it away from them.
Not only that, but they chased Chaos into spawn practically to make sure that they eliminated him and the M-bar.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to point out, their very first block, they were proactive as opposed to being reactive. They blocked the top spawn because they know Ronin is going to put that M-bar down for Chaos. And in his hands, it's absolutely deadly. Oh, yes. So they played their strengths. And again, it's about the teams respecting one another and just understanding how they play and what they need to do to come out on top.
They're just playing 40
to get the
chess.
advantage.
They're playing 40 chess.
Oh, it's
basically
100% chess.
Mind games.
We're all just plebs at this point in time. That's what I've deduced.
But if you pay attention to the way that they're playing on both sides, I mean, it's really smart. There was a round on round 7, Crazy Marsh, they were using a buddy system to capture the home hill, and the way they went about it was Marsh would be in front of Craze. He'll get the first shot and dive away because he knew that Craze was going to come in, get the second shot to finish the guy off, and they got, 3-4 kills in a row? It was insane. It was phenomenal. And just those minor details makes the biggest difference.
It's that trust.
Yes.
It's that trust and just knowing that you're going to have somebody, you're going to do a little bit of damage. I can't get the kill shot, but I know my teammate right behind me is going to, and we're going to come out on top. It's that confidence, right, Trooper?
Absolutely. Going into that last map, or that last round on the map, you had the grenades getting picked up by Fable, and you could see, even though they knew that they had the grenades, they immediately retreated that top fight, knew that they didn't have to fight for that positioning because the nades were right in their possession. They could have used them if they wanted to up top, and with them having their backs against the wall, Ronin was not able to react there, and there you go.
I'm going to say it now. Ronin needs to wake up, because when you look at how Fable's attacking this, they see Ronin's strong point, they take it away. I'm going to need Ronin to use a lot of teamwork and single out these players, because without these secondary power weapons, they're struggling. And I want to see them actually change things up, put more numbers in a specific area to win these power weapons. Because if you think about it, their strength is in their initial. They need monkeys and chaos to get those initial kills for the power weapons. But if that doesn't happen, they struggle.
But for a good portion of that map, we saw Fable. They were 2 steps ahead. That M-bar was put down. We cannot let them get it. They're going to send 3. And they have numbers. They're going to win that initial. And then they're going to overextend. Then they're going to put that pressure on the home hill. So you see, just using those tactics, that's something that Ronin, they were being reactive. So when a situation would occur like that, now they're kind of scrambling because they're not really thinking ahead.
So I have a question, because now we're going into Impact. This was going to be Fable's pick, and we had mentioned Impact before not being a map that a lot of players like to play on.
Yeah.
How does that mix things up here? Like, why would Fable go with this map?
You know what?
Wild card.
First season, it wasn't really played a lot, but we're seeing it more and more, and I think it's because it's not something that people practice often on.
We've been seeing it more and more because the Ghost crew has been on main stage a little bit. But
yeah,
but
true,
honestly,
but
it's pretty smart to choose a map like that on Tiebreaker. I mean, that's your wild card. That's the X factor. You choose a map that people aren't ready for in order to edge out the win when it's a tie game.
They may have a little bit more practice on that than most. So we're going to put down this map. We have a few strats that we can call on it, and I think it's going to give us the edge. And that's what we're seeing with this.
I mean, this is pretty big. The #1 Latin American team against the #1 European team. This is the tiebreaker round. Goldenboy, I'm so excited. What are your thoughts on this last map?
Ooh, man, you know what? I'm gonna stick to my guns.
All right.
sticking with Ronin.
Right, I like that.
I think Ronin's going to come out on top here. I feel like I do agree with you. They need to
adjust.
Up.
Yeah.
They need to adjust. They have to recognize that they're getting absolutely thrashed by Craze. He and who was this? Phelpsy. They have just been all over them like white on rice. They need to step it up.
I appreciate that prediction, but I'm going to have to actually take Fable for this one.
Okay.
Just because I did notice certain things, especially towards the last portion of that game that we just watched. They made small adjustments that I noticed that Ronin didn't pick up on really. Towards the last couple rounds, they sent their strength in numbers by not sending one of their men to the home hill. They put all of that effort into the rest of the map, and they ended up winning because of it.
So we're underway on the tiebreaker map. Ronin against Fable. This is
it.
Here at the Gears Pro Circuit, Las Vegas Open. Trooper Goldenboy, take it away.
Thank you so much, Val. Here we go, folks. Let's liven up in the crowd over here, people. Come on. This is a game number 3. This is what you want to see. The best international teams clashing here on the main stage in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's get right into this one here, and it's going to be Impact, our third and final battleground in this epic best of 3.
Fable already has the advantage. One member dropped for Ronin on that initial fight. Right off the bat, you can see Fable now taking control of that B hill. They had everything right there. It looked like that there was somebody positioned on the top part, not moving down those stairs yet, getting the Lancer Fire on Decenide, who had to make that move up and getting caught off guard. So they got positioning on that B hill, now making the rotation through the center now of the plane. They have enough cross coming from the top portion. You can see Hydron almost getting that pop shot out of the corner there, but instead does get some help from his teammates to get the down and finish off that kill.
So, True, got me through this here. I want to know, what is it about Impact that makes it such a challenging map for these players to play in, and why Fable would go with it? Why make this decision to go to Impact for Game 3?
I think a lot of it has to do with the layout and the separation, the time it takes to get between, say, the home hill and the B hills in the early portions of the game especially. When you have to make those rotations, they're seemingly a lot. It takes forever for even when you need support to come into one of these fights. And especially with how open and long the middle portion of the map is, if you do control the middle, you can control things so much easier by going all the way down the middle lane of the map.
Sleeper's going to get a double kill there, but Dezenite is going to get headshotted by Craze. Craze finally going down, and that should give them a sigh of relief, though. But Sleeper cannot follow up with another one, as Krim is going to take that spot. And I see a lot of players like to hang back here, and that's what you were talking about, right? When you hang back, you're able to lay down some cover fire, especially because B is right in front of them.
Yeah, they have the full scope of everything, looking down the entire body of the plane, so they could see if someone's coming down from the stairs. You can see now that's actually Krim getting some help from Phelpsy and trying to push those members of Ronin back. And then you can see Krim now doubling back to get that position at the very top portion there. You can see now having to rotate out as there is a mess of smoke in that pit area, and you can have all these members of Ronin now pick their spots as they were waiting at the top, putting those Lancer bullets down, and now getting a little bit better of a position. I love this. They're actually not making the push through yet. They're taking this one very slow. Maybe if they do take this a little bit slower, Fable might get a little uncomfortable and be the one to make a mistake here.
But Phelpsy's going to get the kill onto Sleeper, so that's going to leave them in a really tough spot to be in. Monkeys, though, does he stay alive? No, he will go down, and Marsh is there to wipe him out, clean it up. And here we go. We're getting closer to the wire now. Sleeper, he pushes in. He's trying to make a play happen, but it just won't really matter all that much. They're about to cross that 200-point threshold. They have so much presence on the map. B and C control. This is basically, unless something crazy happens or everyone just gets the leader from the server, this is going to be a victory for Fable.
Yeah, and with another thing you were asking about, why a lot of players are more hesitant to take a map like Impact. When you have the home hills and the middle hills set up the way they are, as I said, you have to take a run, maybe a little bit longer than most maps, to maneuver back and forth between those hills, especially on a map like this where those home hills are placed. Even when they're rotated, they're in a very open space and a very tight space when it's the D, E, and F hill in between those hallways in the northern part of the map. So when you actually have to force fights into that area, that's where the power weapons are going to be most important. When they're stuck in those tight spots, you're going to know You're going to have incendiaries being used. You're going to have boom shots used, things like frag grenades and all that. So right now you can see, though, with the lead, Fable is going to make sure that they can just keep things going the same way that they did with the boom shot on the map, though. It's going to have to open things up, as that is on the opposite end of that mid-hill. So it's going to be something I want to see if they're going to take it right down the center of the map, or if they're going to try to rotate back, keep it on their home hill.
Also, a shout out to Hydrone, who only died one time in that entire round and was able to pick up 7 kills. He has been a solid player in this match. Hydrone, though, is going to push up, find one onto Chaos. Chaos is going to go down, and he gets the down onto Desanide as well. That's going to be some clever crossing, courtesy of his squad. And the blue team, Fable, wipe right through. Ronin have no answer for this one, as now they're going to tackle potentially onto C, but no. So are you going to see the pushes onto the homes all that much in Impact?
Right. Well, especially when you have you're maintaining your own home hill, and as hard as it is to push, as you can see here, Hydron having to back out, it's so hard to push into the A and C hill on Impact, especially from the bottom portion of the stairs here going up into the spawn. So it just makes it as difficult as Reclaim when you have to run up the stairs to go right into the ring. You're running right into a shotgun most of the time. So right here, you can see, though, having to force back members of Ronin here, and it looks like that's Phelpsy with the double kill and the boom shot, taking out 2 members of Ronin, and they knew exactly where that needed to be, forcing them into that fight just for a few seconds, taking their focus off that weapon and utilizing perfectly.
Hydrone relied on his teammates there to get the win. That was so nice. And you said it, right? It's very difficult to fight out of the steps. But he just said, you know what? I got my boys behind me.
Perfect.
It's time to roadie run in there. You give him the 1-2, get that kill, get that win. They're up by 2 now.
He played great as the aggressor right there to, well, more of a distraction, knowing that his teammate had that boom and they were coming for him to help out and finish off that round. But with the hills being there in that position, it was something that, you were wondering if people do make those pushes on the home hills a lot. It's something that once you have control of the middle of the map and you can have somebody posted up on your home hill on this map, you don't really want to make those pushes. Once you can get control of this center, it's going to be so hard for anybody to try and penetrate here.
Look at the flank here for Desanide. Is he going to be able to get the kill? He finds Marsh in front of him. He follows through, is able to get the slay onto Dezo, but he's going to get absolutely deleted there by the boom shot. Phelpsy picks it up once again, and now they're going to be on the prowl, looking to see if they could shut this one down right here, right now, as they gain control of A and B slightly. They haven't gotten A quite yet, but there you have it. A is now going to be in their hands. They have to go after the neutral, which they do so. They have the boom shot. Play this one out. Stop them from pushing forward. 2 seconds remaining. 1 second. And that is going to be a quick round 3 for the European team.
Fable is bringing the heat on this third map right now. They are doing everything perfect with the way Hydrone is playing. And as you can see there, with the power weapon being pushed all the way into that home hill, forcing them back. It's something they had no chance to really recuperate from. It happened so fast right here, the way that round went together.
Hydrone hasn't died since that first round, by the way. He's been at 18 seconds on time dead this whole time, and he just keeps getting more kills. You have to stop that man. You can't allow him to run roughshod all over the place, Troop. You can't do that.
That's especially pointing it out. It looked like Crazed actually only had 13 seconds dead himself, so he might have only died, I believe, once in the first round. Right now, he comes out here. It looks like everybody. Yeah, he's cleaning up with as much as he is able to get these angles. It's working perfectly once they're maintaining control of that map, getting the higher portion above B, making sure that nobody's going to be able to push from the low side or from the top side of Hospital.
Here we go, round 4. Hydrone on your screen. Guy's been a superstar on Impact. Living up to the name of the map. Definitely an impact in this game. Question is, though, can he keep this one going? As they are able to down Chaos, and here goes Hydrone on the move. He does manage to pick up the boom shot here, and he's going to find a kill there onto Adverse, but finally he's going to get down. Teammate's going to be there for the pickup, and immediately he's going to have to back away. He sees monkeys above, but he charges right through. I don't know why he would do that there. He has the boom shot, though, in his pocket, so if he ends up dying, the boom is going to go out. So, I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. Maybe he was feeling a little like he had the support there from his teammates. That was a questionable play there, to say the least, True.
Yeah, especially since right before that, making such a smart decision by shooting the top wall above cover, using that splash damage, getting the angle above where he was basically hiding out, and getting that kill. wanted to get that double kill, but I have no idea with that guy posted up there to try and push against that Lancer. But with that boom on his back, you know it's up for respawn soon. Chaos, though, stuck in a bad spot there. Already down twice, immediately getting killed there by Marsh's Lancer, putting him in a great position here because he now doesn't have to worry about pushing and getting that execution. He was able to move up right here to get this positioning, and now he's waiting for his teammates to also get a better spot to try and rotate towards B. You can see there going up the stairs, there was one member of Fable almost making that move to just try and let him know, hey, we're here, and you better not try to make any moves while we're down here.
Things have slowed down, but Fable do have more control of the map than Ronin does presently. Marsh knows that Adverse is right there, and he's just going to keep a beat on him for the time being. He knows that he rotated out. They are surely that they're aware that there were 2 players that were hanging up in that chicken coop there in the high ground. That is going to be 2 players down for Ronin. 3 members down for Ronin. Now it's all going to come down to this valiant effort, this defense. Can they do it? Can Chaos get the kill? No, he cannot. Phelpsy's going to be there for the kill. That's going to take out Monkeys as well, and the domination comes through. Is this going to be the 4th point here for Fable? Yes, it is, and that is the EU team going up 4 clean. Oh boy, Impact is looking like Fable territory.
Yeah, and coming into this map, you know, as many teams that aren't used to really even playing on this map, and a lot of times that even during scrims and stuff like that, as well as competing, since it's such a rare thing to see, coming in here and having Fable just do work the way that they're doing, it makes you wonder, like maybe they'll take a step back after this event and say, hey, maybe we'll pick Impact from now on when we start playing. Things are working so well for us right now. You can see though, waiting for that weapon placement, nades now getting placed in the center of the map to open things up.
Ronin, though, ever since Forge, you had the nades, and they weren't really that impactful as they were on Reclaim. Do you think, though, that now that we have a boom shot down in the cockpit, that the nades can play a bigger role here?
I believe they can, just because the level changes in this map. If you can get those nades and get a higher ground than your opponent, there's a lot more tighter spots in this map where you can actually bounce those grenades and get them into greater positions, drop them on your opponents unsuspectedly. When you have a map like Reclaimed, everything's so open in the center, it's easy to see where they're coming from. There you have Decinites just throwing them and then diving all the way in to try and make that push, and knowing that at least throwing one was going to have to spread them out, still having one in the pocket, helping out his teammates, and that's now 3 members of Fable down. So they're making that push. Still has a grenade, I believe,
yes, he does.
in his pocket. So he is still saving that, knowing that there's only a couple more guys they have to take out.
That was a good open for Ronin. They needed that one. After losing 4 straight like that, you have to have a strong start.
Yeah,
the question is, they need follow-up. They need follow-up, Troop.
He's Monkey with the boom shot. He's he's actually going up the stairs. Smart smoke by his teammate. Actually, it looked like he rotated wide up the stairs. They didn't see him until the last second. He is using that perfectly, getting the spread damage. They could not do anything. Ronin putting a stamp here. They were not going to let them run away with this game.
That fight was won and lost by the initial. Period. And they were able to get the grenades, but the grenades really didn't play that much of a role in that one, Troop. It boiled down to that flank that Dezo was able to execute when he pushed forward to the boom shot. They had bodies on there. It just wasn't enough. Now Fable, they did lose their first round here on Impact, but if you're Fable, are you feeling worried? Are you feeling a little concerned?
I would feel concerned if Ronin does take this next round. Right now, though, going into this, you can easily just try and bounce back from that one, as they did get control of that middle and the boom shot. It makes it so crucial going into the rest of the game. What kind of positioning are you going to take? Because even if you try to hang back, odds are that after a few moments, that boom shot's going to try to rotate, go for that trip cap, knowing that if they're looking for you, if you're one of the last guys left after an initial fight that your team did not win, you're going to have to hold down, and basically your job at that point is to stay alive as long as possible.
Dezo's going to get the frag grenades once again. Sees all that activity, tosses one out. Does he get something for his efforts? No, he's not going to find it.
Same throw pretty much from the other side as well. So looking like he knew exactly where he wanted to put them to kind of keep them separated in that fight. And look, you could see him pushing through and getting that cleanup, getting a little bit of an avenge kill there on his teammate. Chaos now able to fire a Hydron on that counter there, right over that wall in the corner even. Without, I don't even know if he knew he had the boom shot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had no idea. And also, shout out to Sleeper for being able to stay alive there despite being full red. He has teammates there for support. Only one player is going to be left alive, and that will be Marsh.
And that's what you need. He needs to stay alive as long as possible, but you can see he is in a terrible spot right now. And now here come the members of Fable to try and run out, dropping like flies.
2 in a row.
Bang, bang. Ronin is here, and they are not going away.
2 in a row for the Latin American team. it's come down to splitting up the Slayers for Fable. Fable, they work best when they're grouped together, when they're able to just catch you off guard. They do a lot of bait and switching from what I can tell that happens in that boom shot. But now, with those grenade pickups, I feel like they have to start prioritizing that because now they can't group up. They can't afford that.
Right, and you know, when you have your team that sticks together so close, especially when you're trying to cap these hills, you know, you're trying to gain the points as fast as possible, and in a lot of instances that's not needed. Keep your guy on the hill and make sure once you win the fight, spread out right away, and you only need one person to get that capture here. Right there, though, looks like Adverse is the one in the defensive spot here, as that was Krim now trying to dance around to get the cap, and it looks like it's going to force Adverse here. I wonder if he's got any help from the cross. It looks like he is going to be forced to push this one-on-one. This is very interesting to fight a one-on-one now over this middle hill, as all the members of each team are actually trying to fight for the very top portion where those grenades are placed.
And they're getting the kills above. Now it's going to come down to Adverse if he can make it happen, which he does manage to break and get control of E. He will be full red. He manages to get out of there, but I think he ended up getting down. No, he stayed alive with 19% of his health there. Phelpsy, though, will be down, and Ronin, you know, I was a little worried when we went into the reset here. They were not winning the initials when it was just a straight-up Nasher battle, but now that things have flipped, there's that confidence. They felt better fighting in the tail. This is looking pretty solid for the Latin American squad.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Fable and you're in this position right now where Ronin has possession of their home hill and the middle of the map, you're going to make sure that the way the positioning is on this bottom side of the map, that you can still be on an elevated position on a planter area and actually shoot down into the middle of the map where that E hill is. So a lot of players are going to want to take that fight. If they make this rotation, though, it's going to be something that they might not even have to worry about here. You're going to have multiple members of Ronin fighting back now. They're going to make that rotation all the way through the spawn. This is going to be very aggressive here. You can see Marsh getting some help there as well as he puts down the crossing fire. I think that's one member down there for Ronin, so now they have to run and help and get that revive. But there you go, backing up, making sure that they can just cap that hill and leaving Ronin now to just center themselves in the map. And they're going to try and make a actually sandwich on them right now and finish them off.
Yeah, it was just more or less about pushing him back there. I would have liked to have seen them put some bodies on the neutral to get that back, but now that Ronin have been able to get some players focused on neutral, yeah, sure, you were able to stop them from capping and getting points. It's still a very close game. I just would have liked to send maybe one person in that moment. Maybe they just couldn't afford that resource of sending one individual in that area. Fable, though, they do have a body on E. They have gained control. It's a very close game here, 10 points separating these two teams. Is finally, little by little, Fable will peel away with the lead because they have two hills.
Fable made that rotation all the way through the spawn to get this position now at E hill, and it looked like that Ronin was able to get that position out of the spawn. There was no members of Fable actually waiting for them and keeping them backed up into their spawn. You can see Chaos somehow, just like the Matrix, avoiding the bullets, running through those crossing fires into the mid-hill to get the touch and backing up to get the revive as well. So you can see now Chaos still alive because of that, and now shooting over that cover. It looks like he's got a couple guys not even looking at him, so he can make a move right now, but he's not moving past the cover. He was taking it a little slow, but gets a shot over the cover to get the kill there and getting taken out as well. So that's leaving Phelpsy in that hill now with his teammate. Monkeys in that 2-on-1 situation was not able to get in there in time. Seconds away. Can they get the touch? They cannot. And with just one hill cap, Fable was able to hold on and win the 5th round.
A big, big round for Fable. After losing 2 straight now, they are up by 3. 2 points remaining for them to gain, and they will walk away, sending Ronin to the losers bracket, and they will soldier on in the champ bracket here. What is the choice? What are they going to go for? And it seems like it's going to be the boom shot for Ronin, and that's just going to make that fight at the tail that much more intense.
Yeah, and with a lot of those players now going to focus on that, I'm going to want to keep an eye on who's actually going to go down and try and make that push into the boom shot. You're going to see at least 1 or 2 members of each team posting up right before they go down the second set of stairs into tail and hold that upper position to make sure that they can overlook any flank that's coming through the other side of the stairs where that middle section of that plane is. So you can see now it looks like they're going through those middle doors as well. They set up. So that's 2 members down of Ronin now down waiting for that boom shot. Only 1 member of Fable in position as he has the help. But that's interesting. It looks like that was Hydra in there coming through. Marsh coming through another direction. They come from every direction possible to secure that boom. Phelpsy getting a kill as well as he picks up the boom right away on Monkeys, backing all the way up into spawn. Look at the pistol shots here to finish off these kills. And now, still with one boom left, forcing Ronin all the way back up top. And now it looked like he actually drops the Lancer to put the Nasher on his back and hold on to that as well as the boom shot.
What a good start for Fable. They get control of E, and they're so close from domination. So if you are Ronin, you just got to turtle up, regroup, get back into this fight here. But you know that there's at least one more shot in the boom. Does Phelpsy make a big play and force their hand here? And they know exactly where that rotation's coming through. The callouts are coming, and that's going to be 3 players that are going to push over to parking and get the home of Fable. So I like this play because they have to make a choice. They decided to get aggressive on the home, stop them from earning that. Now you know that that boom shot, while it did take out Dezo, he won't have much else to use. But still, though, the kills for Fable in their favor. And Ronin will have to push back here, and they won't get the advantage that they were hoping for. But it was a valiant effort, though, despite the I guess the outcome.
You got to hand it to Phelpsy, as long as he had that boom shot, being so patient with that and finally using that second shot perfectly to get a kill. But now they have to worry about the respawn coming up for that boom shot. It's going to be something that now Ronin is actually in position for. Only a few seconds away, I believe, until it comes up. They know they were waiting for it, and Fable's trying to get in position on that upper spot. So now as we keep an eye here, they actually looks like Fable now has to put themselves into a more aggressive position here, because if they don't make that move as that boom comes up, Ronin's going to be in a great position as they already have the lead in this game.
Looking around, they're waiting to see once that weapon is up for grabs. Craze is going to be out. He's going to be losing a big Slayer here, but he's able to get himself back into the fight as he gets around that corner. 4 members now down low, recognizing that it's all about the boom shot. Up for grabs. You see it shining right in the middle. They have positioning. They're throwing down Lancer fire here. Craze pushes up, but the boom shot's going to be picked up by Monkeys. As Monkeys get away with it, yes, he's able to run away with the boom shot, and because of that, they do have control. They have E and F, and it is such a close game. They're hunting him down. They need to be so careful, though, because at any point in time, Monkeys can turn around and just get the kills.
Yeah, and you could see, though, Monkeys putting it on his back. Smart move. That's a 3-on-1. You don't want to use the boom there, and he turns to use it on the guy pushing into the hill, now putting it back on his back. But he wasn't able to finish off Marsh, who picks up the double kill. Forcing through, and now 2 more members of Ronin are coming in, and they are able to take him out. That's Decenide picking up a double kill as well to try and send himself across to get the touch on D-Hill and make sure that they can hold 2 down. While we get late into this game, Fable is about to start surpassing 200. They're counting down now. So with these 2 hills in their possession, it's up to Ronin. This is going to be the last push for them. And if they can't do this, it is going to be match point in favor of Fable. We have Hydro now running down the middle of the plane here. The time is ticking away. The E-Hill is actually now up for grabs for either team, but it all comes down to the D-Hill here. You have Sleepers now not being able to win that fight. They're dropping, and that is going to be only 1 round remaining for Fable to walk away with this game.
Wow. I cannot believe that the way that played out. They had boom shot. They should, like, all the odds were in their favor. Despite, that moment, they collapsed on him very well. I was worried because, they had boom shot. They started to push forward, and they baited out that one shot. And at that point in time, he just had no idea where he wanted to go there. Lost the boom. Wow, that was just an insane moment. And, bold to say perhaps, but could have just changed the pace of this game.
They put a lot of focus, and once they finally did get their hands on that boom, get it in possession, and actually backtracked with it, that left the door open for Ronin to actually get better position, get those 2 hills, and get the lead in the game to then, throw a little bit more chaos into the plans for Fable, deciding what they were going to do there. But everything ended up working back into Fable's favor, and now, as we go into this potential last round, if they can pull off 1 more victory, we can see now this fight is going to be super aggressive on the side of Ronin. I would expect a lot of kills coming from them off the bat. You can see, though, the incendiaries are now picked up, so those were most likely be taken to this fight.
Oh, he died.
Oh,
Dezo
it
died.
gets taken out by Krim right afterwards. So that it looks like that he was trying to make a move onto that side of the map, but was not able to get past that 1v1. So here you go. Wondering even if he might have dropped them as well, but I doubt it in that situation as he's getting pushed. And now Monkeys is well going down. You have 4 members of Ronin down, and Fable looks like they are in position to wrap this up.
Dezo's going to be the last man standing here on D. It's going to be match point for Fable. Can they close it out right here, right now? Dezo has to make a big play. Nasher in his hand. Sees those shots come through. The boom shot doesn't get the kill. Doesn't even do any damage to him.
Must have clipped the corner and not went past it, so he was able to get out of harm's way just in time. More of a miss shot actually than anything, but you could see now holding on to that second one, knowing that he just missed that kill that might have even wrapped up the round already. You can see now Phelpsy rotating even farther back, trying to stay behind all of his teammates here, knowing when that door is going to open, but also looking for the flank and taking out Adders as he tries to sneak to the center of the plane. This is going to open the door for them now to try and regroup and run up through the D. If they're going to make the move, it's now or never.
This is it. Big plays are going to be needed now. Can Fable do it? Can they close it out, or will Ronin be able to bounce back? But it seems like Krim and Craze able to get those kills. Chaos, though, answers back on High Drone, and Krim cleans it out once again. Craze jumping onto the D-hill here. You're going to have Adverse trying to stand tall, trying to fight, but he's down, and now he's going to be out. Chaos, make it happen. Can he do it? Can he stay alive to get the kill? Bounces around, able to take out Marsh there, and that is going to flip things, so they will not get dominated, and still a lot more time left to play, but oh my goodness gracious. Hydrone turns around, tells him to see these hands, and that is going to be the kill for him there.
That was actually interesting that the round was going to go right into Fable's favor, but it looked like a member of Ronin was actually able to get to the middle hill to distract one of the members of Fable, send them back to try and regain control of that hill, and it gave them one more of a member's advantage there in that fight to try and keep things back into this game. So definitely extending things as much as they can here, and you can see now they fell apart there and right off the bat, but were able to recoup, and right now their numbers are strong here, and they are actually shooting for each other at this moment. Here you can see one member down of Crazed. Phelpsy's going to be the one to make the push all the way to the other side to try and switch things up here, and he has one more member behind him that's going to be able to try and help him with those kills, but it looks like Chaos getting the nice angle over that wall. You can see, though, getting taken out there. Marsh coming in hot. You can see, though, with these the timer going up, Fable is just increasing the score right now, and they are about to win this game if Ronin does not come out of the spawn right now and immediately split up and make a push here for that mid and that home hill.
They need to answer back. We're getting dangerously close here, folks. Fable can end it and move on in the bracket, or will Ronin get that last gasp, that last ditch effort? But I don't think it's going to happen. They cross the 200-point threshold. Mere points remain. No one is in a position to stop at 207 and the point of no return. And Fable will move on in the bracket. The EU team #1 in their region stand tall in this international showdown.
Everybody in the EU community for Gears is on their feet right now, watching this game, seeing the momentum that Fable can come in here, not just in this game, throughout the entirety of this tournament so far. The way that they're showing up, this is extremely impressive.
The story of the game was adjustments between Fable and Ronin. I mean, by round 5, what if I told you Hydron and Marsh had a combined 26 kills and the whole Ronin roster only had 22? That's insane. Wow. So what was happening was with adjustments, Ronin kept going for the boom shot, and by half, if you remember, they put the boom shot down in the same exact spot by the mid hill, but they were unable to get it. So it had to do with adjusting. Shout out to Fable with their slaying skills.
You know what? I want to touch base on that boom shot. In that last fight, Phelpsy actually picked up the boom shot right before he died. He had boom shot on his back, so right before he went down, he picks up the boom shot and he takes it out of play. Yeah. So Ronin won that fight. They would have picked up the boom shot, and you know what? That might have actually pulled out the round, that last win. But Phelpsy, having that situational awareness, seeing the boom shot, he knows he's going to lose that fight. He's outnumbered. He runs over. He's got boom shot on his back. Boom, picks up the ammo. Instantly he goes down, and he just negates it for Ronin.
In order to take it to the next level, Fable, they pretty much, they know the recipe to success. You're going to have to actually witness what the other team is good at and take it away from them. They knew they were going for the boom shot every time. So they actually used their advantage of being slaying, just dominant when it came to slaying, to actually make sure that Ronin never touched the boom shot. And just because of that, they pretty much ran through him.
And you know what, Trooper, you pointed this out as well. At one point you called that you're going to see someone kind of lancering over the balcony, and every single time of that boom shot, that's something that Ronin didn't have. They sent 2 people, but they didn't have anyone actually just laying down that lancer cross and just focusing fire and doing that extra damage. And that's what Fable did. And I think that's, well, that is the reason why they were winning those initials at Moon.
Yeah, so congratulations to Fable with that win. They're top 3 here at the Las Vegas Gears Pro Circuit Open. We're going to send this over to the main stage with the interview with Fable.
So, as the voice of Dominic Santiago, I got to say it's hard for me not to root for the Cogs. But, I mean, this was such an even match. It was so competitive and, you know, such a good match. How does it feel to be where you are right this second?
I mean, we beat Optic earlier, and we were satisfied with that, but it wasn't for the placement we wanted. We're now top 4, and we've beat Ronin, who we didn't really expect to be here. But I guess we just got to win the next game and just win the event.
#1 team in Europe, and you're killing it. So, as Dom would say, shit yeah! And let's go back to the desk.
Fable will go ahead and advance and play the winner of the Ghost and Echo Fox game. Are any of you guys going to cast that next game at all?
I'm not. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to my hotel and I'm going to sleep. That is what I'm going to do. I'm very excited for that. In fact, I was looking forward to sleeping the moment I woke up today.
I don't know. After that matchup, I am wide awake. My blood is pumping. That was amazing. It went the distance, round to round to round to round. EU, Latin America. I couldn't have hoped for a better
Without a
matchup
question at all, this event, you cannot predict how things are going to turn out with Optic Gaming in the losers bracket.
No.
I mean, the way Fable's been showing out, they showed that, you know, they have the heaviest guns in the game, and to see them go against the winner of either Echo Fox or Ghost Gaming is going to be phenomenal. But the question is, who's going to win between those 2 juggernauts?
Ooh, it's a big one.
You know what we're seeing from Fable that I will say that we didn't necessarily see as much in Mexico City? The team fire. They are team fire. They are shooting for each other on a next level. I have never seen this from Fable. They are communicating, and it's almost second nature. The chemistry that they have going on right now with this roster is phenomenal. And if they keep playing the way that they are playing right now, they've got potential. Top 4.
Well, you know, you also asked about Ghost and Echo Fox, and I mean, we saw Fable go up against Ghost earlier in the tournament, nearly won. That was a game that a lot of people were looking at, and it was like, so close from taking the W there. Honestly, if you're Fable, you're like, I want to play Ghost again, because they know that they have the capability to take on Ghost. They know that they can win those games. But Echo Fox, I don't really feel like we've seen
Fable beat Echo Fox in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So
either way, they're fine. I honestly, Fable is just they're on another level this tournament.
I'm not going to say that I made that prediction on the desk.
Okay,
but you're going to say
Echo Fox and Fable, but if I think I might have made that prediction on the desk.
Interesting. I'm glad that you said that you're not going to say it.
Did I
but
say
then you went and then said it anyway.
I don't remember that. You have to.
Listen,
know,
I have a terrible.
Refer to the VOD.
Pretty much Cleaner thinks he's cool because of his predictions. But coming up next, we're sending this to a feature station where you have Supremacy going against Task Force, which is pretty exciting. And then after that on main stage, we'll see Ghost Gaming go against Echo Fox. And we'll see you guys soon after this short break.